Al Caudullo with Student Filmmaker Magazine, and we're here with my good friend Chris Bobotis.
Yeah.
Chris, how are you?
I'm great.
You've been globe-trotting everywhere, man.
Yeah.
Everywhere. Just keep going.
The jet lag.
You're like the Energizer Bunny, you know?
Well,
So Chris is going to go ahead and go over some really exciting new stuff that's going to be coming out.
yep.
And I'll let you take it from there.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. So I've got Lionel and his crew here, who we've been corresponding over Facebook, and it's good to meet you in person finally, Lionel.
Yeah.
And your
Go
crew.
check you down.
Yeah. Got quite the gang here, right? This is good. Okay, so recently being February 18th, 19th, during Facebook's F8.
Yes.
That's a very important summit for them. They announced a collaboration with Mettle on doing all that is depth-related tools for content creators. Okay, so what that means, on one level, I think, is some really neat tools to help you do depth of field, do depth-based masking. Depth of field is very difficult to pull off in 360 VR. People have done it, but it takes a lot of skill and knowledge in After Effects. Right now, with a couple of sliders and some simple controls, you'll be able to just do it, right? So we're going to be
AM actually stands for magic as well as metal.
Yeah.
So thank you, sir.
You like that? You can use that.
I love that.
Use that, did you?
Well,
He can now.
I don't know.
too.
No, I might have a copyright.
I graciously hand it off to you, sir.
And we've got it on.
That's right. We've got it. That's right.
Okay, so depth of field is great because it's a storytelling device,
Yep,
right?
yep.
You're in focus, I need my attention on you.
Yep.
They're not. We can do rack focus, switch that around, it'll be very, very easy to do, right? Something we kind of took for granted in cinematic
Yeah.
is just going to be very, very easy to do now in spherical. So that's one tool. So when we were at NAB, we did a tech demo, much like what I'm going to show you right now. And just these two items that we showed, depth of field and depth-based masking, everybody got really excited because...
Depth-based masking?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And I'll give you a bit of a demo of how that works. Basically, the notion is that if you have the right depth information, I can isolate you, right, and have graphics go behind you.
Oh, wow.
Or I can change the whole of the background, right? So no green screen necessary. There's still some, handwork to be done, right?
Yeah.
Some manipulation to be done, but it does take you a long way, right, from having to rotoscope the whole image by hand and do all this kind of trickery that you have to do. So I don't want to talk too much about future things, but depth really opens up an incredible avenue for content creators. So depth of field, depth-based masking, what we're calling a virtual dolly. So I'm going to
Virtual dolly?
Yeah.
Just get
Don't get too excited though.
It's not that kind of dolly.
It's a great sounding name, and I think one way, we're all well versed enough 360 now, so that if I say light fields, nobody's going to cross their eyes. Everybody's heard about that. Okay. So this is not light fields, nor is anybody pretending for this to be full volumetric. What they are saying is that maybe it's light fields light. It's the beginning of volumetric. Okay. So I'll demonstrate with an HMD. With an HMD right now, you know that you can do this, and you're reactive, you can do this, and it'll react well. You can also do this, right? What a virtual dolly will allow you to do is this, and this to a certain degree, and this to a certain degree. So that's 6 degrees of freedom, 6 stuff. That's what they're calling it. Now, keep in mind that the way the footage is coming to us, or the assets are coming to us from Facebook's Surround 360, is basically stereo pairs. So you've got, everybody's familiar with stereo cameras, right? Stereo pairs plus depth acquisition. So that means, realistically, if I'm looking at Al now, right, I can do this, and I can do this, and nothing will fall apart over here because I have enough information. If I try to do this, I don't have enough information.
That's volumetric.
Yeah, that's full volumetric. So this is the beginning, and hopefully over time, we get to the point where we're doing this. Maybe eventually even traveling around, right? So that's what people are calling
Is there
full
like a
light field.
scope about how much you can move to the side?
Yeah, it's not much right now. It's very, very limited, but I think what's even more valuable is that immediately with no new hardware, right? And I'm talking about no new HMDs, the experience will get much, much richer, right? So
Yeah.
that's another step forward for 360, right? Then that buys time for the hardware to catch up. Now Oculus Rift 2 and
Yeah.
Vive 2, et cetera, comes into play. And then more technology, right? Maybe we start doing depth estimation in a whole different way.
Right.
So it just gets richer and richer and richer with time.